Welcome back to the next video of creating REST APIs with NestJS. Now in this video we will be doing association, like we will be associating our user with reports. So the first thing which you will have to do is you will have to go to user.entity.ts, and I have here added one-to-many relationship. I'm referencing our report, and here I'm just using the user property which we haven't defined yet from our report, and each user will have an array of reports. Next you will have to go to report.entity.ts, and here I have defined add. So these are all the imports, and here I have defined @many to 1, and here we are just importing user. So we are using the reports property which we have defined inside our user.entity.ts, and we are just creating one user. So this particular user has been referenced over here, and this particular reports have been referenced over here. The next thing which we will have to do is we'll have to go to report.controller.ts, and here I have added this @current user, and I'm passing that particular user to our report service.create method as well. Now if we go to report service.ts, here inside create I'm also added this particular user. Now once you create a particular report, that particular user is also associated with that report. So here if you see, if I try to make a post call, I am passing the token for that particular user who wants to create this report. Now when I send this, so this is the post request which I am making. When I send this, we are getting this particular API call. Now ignore that this email and password is also showing. We will fix that in a bit, but as you can see, this user has been associated with this particular report. Now if I try to view this SQLite database as well, which we have development.sqlite, and if I go to this particular URL which helps us to view our SQLite database, ignore these first 4 entries because in those we didn't really do the association, but check this the last entry where I am able to see the user ID been associated for this particular report. And if I go to users as well, here you can see this particular user has been created. Now let's see how we can remove that email as well as password from our create report response. So the next set of changes which I have done is that first I have created this report.dto.ts. so if I go over here inside report, here you can see that I have created report.dto.ts. ignore this approved, I'll come back to that later on, but here you can just copy paste all this because that's what I want to expose when I create a report. And for the user part, I don't want to expose the user email as well as the password. I only want to expose the user ID. So that's what I'm doing. So this object is of report. In report, find the user. Inside that, find the ID. So only expose the ID. That's what we are doing over here. Next, inside report.controller.ts. Okay. So here I have added this @serialize report. So this will help us to only expose those properties. So if I now try to hit this endpoint, so this one, if I do this, here you can see I only see the user ID. Next I have also created one more property inside report called approved, whether this particular report was approved or not, and only admin users will be able to approve a report, not all users. So inside report.entity.ts I have added this column default false approved boolean. Next inside approve I have created this approve report.dto. so if I go over here, you can see I have created approve report, and it is boolean. It has only one property, approve. Then inside report controller.ts I have added one more method called patch, which takes an ID. So we are passing the ID from the URL itself, and inside the body we pass approved report DTO, which is the approved property, and from that we just call the change approval method, which we will define inside report service. So if you go to change approval over here, you can see I am first finding that particular report by its ID. So I'm parsing that particular int using parseInt because this was in string previously. And if the report is not present, we are throwing an exception. If the report is present, we are just changing the approved property to whatever has been sent, and then we are just saving the report. Report. Okay, also here inside report.dto.ts you will have to add this @expose approved : boolean. Now if I try to, so this is ID 9, right? This I have created this report. If I try to approve it, here you can see approved has been true. If I also try to just drag and drop my SQLite database to this, here you can see 9, it has been approved by the user for user ID 1. Next thing is we need to create admin property inside our user as well, because only an admin user can approve a report. So inside user.entity.ts I have added this value called admin : boolean. By default it is false, and we need to create this file as well, admin.guard.ts. Now it is very similar to auth.guard.ts. Inside our guards folder it implements can activate. So I have overridden this particular method, and inside constructor I have created the auth service. So we will be sending a token, so we are getting that particular token, and from that token we get the ID, and if the ID is present, we are finding that particular user by its ID. Then we are just checking if the user.admin property is true or false, and we are returning that. In all other cases we are just returning false. The last thing which I did was inside our reports controller.ts I have just added this @useguards admin guard. So this is the admin guard which we had. We are just using it over here. Now suppose if I go to sign up, okay, I'll just create one new user. I'll just add something over here. I'll click on send. First I won't pass any token to our patch request. If I click on send, here you can see I get forbidden request. Now this user is not an admin user, so I'll just copy its token and I'll go to headers again, and if I do this, if I paste it over here, if I click send, again I get forbidden resource. Now just for to make testing a little bit easier, I'll just make this as true, so that the next time I create a user, it is by default an admin user. So I'll go to sign up again, I'll enter some random email, I'll click on send, I'll get the tokens. Now this is an admin user. If I enter the token over here, okay, remove this, I'll enter the token here, I will click on send. Now here you can see I'm getting approved as true. So yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. Bye.